Never heard of it.
Fire it up! Fire it up! That's all I got to say.
Blanco gets it. He understands. Fire it
Yeah,
up.
he's doing it too. Yeah.
Tone, we didn't get a chance to talk about this last week. We wanted to let it simmer for a little bit. But we're going to discuss Terrifier 3.
Yeah.
Terrifier 3 is out, and by all accounts, Tone, this thing has been an absolute success. Terrifier 3 box office worldwide crosses 50 million. It becomes the highest grossing unrated film of all time. Damien Leone's Terrifier 3 has reached a 44.53 million cum in the U.S. and will soon reach 50 million milestone worldwide.
Wait, how much cum was that?
I am not going to say that.
I'm confused.
I'm not going to say that. But by all accounts, this movie was made for either, I think it was $4 or $6 million.
Yeah.
And it has already pulled in 50 million and is now the highest grossing unrated film of all time. That is absolutely. Will you fucking?
I started drooling. I don't know why.
I know why. $2 million, a $2 million budget, and it's already at 20 or 50 million.
This has become a cultural phenomenon.
Phenomenon?
Yeah,
Okay.
because and you may have that in your notes there, but it's like for the first week or two, you couldn't see anything on TikTok or scroll without seeing something of David, Damien, and like people just like ranting and absolutely raving about, and listen, it's a very niche. At least I thought it was. There's a lot of us sick fucks out there. Let's be real. I mean, our movie theater experience, we had 3/4 of that was full.
Yeah.
Night one.
Oh, dude, that's the one thing I couldn't believe.
Me too.
Like when we were going in, and immediately in my mind, I'm going. When we got in there, I'm looking around. I'm like, no fucking way.
Yeah, you saw that guy in a trench coat. You was freaking out.
I was, man. This dude, because it was warm. Remember, it was kind of warm that day.
It was.
And this dude's walking with the trench coat. I'm like, we're all dead. Here we go. We're going to make the news for all the wrong reasons. We're all fucked. He's going to go around, lock all the exits, and we're dead. So we get in there, and we see all these people. And in my mind, I'm just like, there's no fucking way, dude. Mm-hmm. There's no way. And then in my mind, I tell you, I go, Tone, at least 9 or 10 people are walking out of this bitch. There's a lot of people here.
Yeah.
And I mean, and based on what we had heard up to that point, they're talking about, people are walking out of the theaters. And in my mind, there's a lot of people. I'm thinking 9 or 10 minimum that are going to walk out of this bitch. And it's weird. We'll talk about the people that did leave. They waited until like the last 10 minutes of the film. I'm like, you missed your opportunity to make a statement.
I think we had 1 or 2. Do you recall? I know at least one. There
was maybe 2.
Maybe, right?
There was one guy that was super animated about it when he walked out, like towards the end.
Yeah.
But at that point, I was just like,
tension.
I was like, the ending, I was like, this is the part that offended you?
Well, what I liked in the videos that they recorded and people watching and how they reacted, my favorites weren't the people that were going like, oh, I'm going to throw up or I'm going to walk out. It was the ones going like, and just kind of laughing.
Yeah, they were just like, oh, did they go there?
Yeah. They were the ones like really enjoying it. I'm like, oh, that's a sick fuck right there.
Yeah. So like, dude, initial reactions to this film, for me, this is my favorite Terrifier movie. Like, I've really enjoyed the first, and to be fair, I have not seen it All Hallows Eve. I think it is. I think it's available. Actually, I think I bought it.
It is on Prime.
I actually think I bought it. I think it was like $5.99. So I added that to the collection. But I have not seen that yet. But Dungeon says it's awful. It's not good. Well, that's don't watch. Like, really, it's that bad?
Yeah, that's what he said before.
T3 is my favorite.
I'm pretty sure it's my favorite too. Like, I don't know. Like,
it's real bad. He said, "Oh my god, I didn't realize it. Maybe I shouldn't have bought it. Thanks." But it's my favorite. It's your favorite. It's Dungeon's favorite. But the thing that, first of all, David Howard Thornton continues to absolutely fucking crush it as art. Mm-hmm. The fact that this guy can sit there and convey dark humor in one moment and then seamlessly transition to maniacal terror the next,
all while being a fucking expression mimic,
no dialogue whatsoever, all facial expressions, all animated motions, like just a very animated character. For him to be able to be that good and that just like you can just understand what he's doing. It's not like there's like, well, what's he like? He's the way he can just act
I saw somebody comment and it blew my mind when I thought about it. And I stopped. I'm like, that's a really good analogy. Charlie Chaplin. When's the last time since Charlie Chaplin?
Can someone convey emotion
Can
and all this
somebody
stuff
do-
without dialogue?
Think about that.
No, I give this guy, I give David Howard Thornton just an incredible amount of respect to be able to deliver the performance he is. It's kind of like, and
He's
like,
a trained mime.
this is,
I didn't know that.
he's a trained mime. I believe it.
Yeah, I definitely believe it. I didn't realize.
But like, you sit there and you watch something like Willy's Wonderland, where Nick Cage doesn't have a single line. And he does his part, but like I feel like this is next level. Like this guy just has an ability to really convey a lot through just no dialogue.
Dude, the fucking bar scene with Santa Claus.
Clint and the great Clint Howard.
Yeah. Yeah.
That scene, and then the other scene where the girl is talking to her boyfriend about wanting to get an interview with Art the Clown. And she's making all those comments about, I want to see what he smells like. Or
he's like,
yeah, and then she goes, I'm not going to fuck him. And he's like, what? Like, come on. He's just,
yeah.
Like, it's just like, he's just really fucking funny, and he doesn't have to fucking talk at all. I absolutely just respect that a lot. But on the flip side of that is Lauren Lavera as Sienna. And this girl just continues not to slowly climb, but shoot up to the top of the list of great final girls in horror films.
Yeah.
Like, she just has this incredible range. I think she's criminally underrated as an actress because, like, when you're tied to, like, something like Terrifier 2, you're not expecting somebody to be a very good actor. And we've seen it in several of the movies other than David Howard Thornton, and obviously the last one where Lauren Laverne actually shows up. It's her first. She's, like, the main character there. Usually, other than those two, everyone else is just kind of fodder. Is just kind of there to get pieced out in horrific fashion. But, dude, she matches David Howard Thornton with that energy and the way that she's able to just go from just super confident, just badass protagonist, but then also see the moments where she's still vulnerable and dealing with the trauma with the events of Terrifier 2 and how she's coping with that or lack thereof coping of it. But, dude, that girl, like Lauren Lavera, is a fucking bona fide, just solid, like amazing actress.
Yeah.
Really, really good. So, I mean, you have two really good actors going head to head, doing their thing in completely different ways.
Absolutely. I'm even thinking as you're talking, I'm trying to rack my head. I'm like, okay, who in recent and newer movies? I mean, I know Jenna Ortega got a lot of praise for like Screams and things like that, or what was her sister as well. Like
Maria Barrera,
like I felt she did as well too, but I do believe that Lauren kind of like takes the cake on a lot of this.
Oh God, yeah.
I mean, just because like she's limited what she can work with. You got a character that doesn't speak. You know what I mean? It's a lot about.
She's dealing with a lot more excessive shit. Than the people
and you got to be able to. So you got to be able to convey that as well too. My favorite bit in the whole movie. It's real simple. It's not a spoiler. My favorite bit in the whole movie. Is literally when she's sitting there tied up.
Oh my God!
And he keeps walking by her and whacks her in the back of the head for no other reason than just to fucking do it. All the gore, I know Chris knows. We were talking about it when we were together a week or two ago. That is by far my favorite bit. I find that the funniest fucking thing ever.
That was one time in the theater where like everyone was laughing.
Everyone was
just like, this is so fucking hilarious.
So fucking great. So yeah. No, I definitely just resonate with everything that you said about it. Like I came out of that, I was like, man, that was a blast. Like 2, I felt like got a little long in the tooth, and they were trying to like get you to figure out the mystical or the
origins of like art.
Like more of the that like all that going on. And let's be honest, like we've seen it before with certain things, like Freddy or Jason. Jason doesn't die or whatever like that. So a lot of these horror films like this that become pretty iconic tend to have some form of supernatural tie to. But I don't think Terrifier 2 did a great job of either explaining that or making it make sense. Whereas I think 3 kind of helped bring it home, and it wasn't so. It's not that it wasn't a focus; it was actually quite a big focus. It just felt like it was like packaged better, maybe.
Yeah, like what I feel like they did here is like they do focus on it, but with a different character. And what I mean by that is like Art. They pretty much established right away Art is some kind of like demonic entity. Like he is possessed by a demonic entity, and that's pretty much where they pump the brakes on him, which I'm cool with. I don't need everything else like, oh, well, this demon has this, and they're pissed about. He's a demon. I get it. He's come back to life. I don't need anything more. Now they're exploring more of Sienna's background. And that's fine with me. One, she's protagonist.
Mm-hmm.
Two, she's human. She's a regular person.
Right.
And she has certain abilities. So if you want to explore that side of things, the character that I'm rooting for, that I want to relate to in some way, that's completely different. I don't need to know what Michael Myers' motivation is. I don't need to know what Jason's motivation is. I don't want to know what Freddy's motivation is. Just give me a fucking psychotic killer. And if you want to push it a little bit, like demonic possession, whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't need like Michael Myers. Oh, he's possessed. Cool. Well, let's spend 3 movies talking about the Thorn stuff. You lost me.
Yeah.
Just you want to say he's possessed? Fine.
Sometimes the simplification of that almost
less is more.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to explore Sienna's side of things, awesome. With their dad, I mean, we saw a little bit of that. I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
So I like that they didn't jump a whole lot into that and go down a goofy ass rabbit hole. But dude, the thing about this movie is the kills are absolutely fucking rad.
Oh, you mean the ones that are done mostly with
practical effects, baby. Practical effects. I love them. That's when you know a movie is legit, when it uses practical effects. Now, the big scene in this, I think arguably, is probably the shower scene. That's probably the most holy shit kill of the film. And there's a lot, but don't get me wrong, there's a lot of holy shit kills.
Yeah.
But this is the one where, like, I think they spent most of their time, most of the effort, most of the budget.
Yeah.
I loved it. I just don't know if it tops the bedroom scene. I think it just barely gets by the chains or the saw scene in the first one.
Okay.
But the bedroom scene in part 2 still for me is one of the ones where it's hard. It's just like, Jesus, that's hard to watch.
Yeah.
Like, it's really hard to watch. Like, you're just like, they really pushed the envelope here. The other thing is I feel like Damien Leone did about as much as he possibly could when it comes to the way that he offs certain victims.
Is that what Seven Dungeons is talking about?
For me, the most cringe was the last one with the 2. That was horrific. That was horrific. That was really fucking gross. That was over the top. Whereas I feel like the shower one was still probably the most graphic.
Yeah.
Like like that was graphic. The last one with the tube is more. I feel like it's almost like comedic.
Maybe
it's over the top comedic. Where you're just like they're okay. You're really just doing some wild shit.
Yeah.
But like the kills that they don't show, I feel like are the ones where it's just like you can't really tow it any more than like you are right.
Oh, they were towing the line.
He does what he does best, and I think that is he doesn't show the actual carnage taking place, but you do see the aftermath.
Yeah.
You do see what happened to certain characters, but you don't see the actual act. Even the big one at the mall, you don't see. All you see is one thing, but you don't see the carnage that you typically see with other victims.
That's about as close as you can get.
That's
to that
as
line.
close as you can get. The only thing I've seen worse than that is a Serbian film. That's the only time I've seen somewhere I was just like,
oh yeah,
holy
you
fucking
talk about
shit,
that one
dude!
often.
Like that is you've gone too far with the Serbian film. But overall, man, like I just felt like this movie was fucking fun, man. When it ramps up the violence, you're just like, oh shit, we're testing limits here, and it's really violent. But man, everything else, the humor, the it's not one of those horror films where there's tension. I don't feel like there's tension in the fact like, oh my god, what's he gonna fucking do to this person?
Yeah. What's the next gonna be?
But there's no like stalking tension like Michael Myers or Jason. You don't have that slow brooding buildup. It's just, what's he gonna fucking do now? Once they start like foreshadowing things and showing things, like, oh boy, I can see where this is going. But the tension wasn't with it was with Sienna. I agree with that. Like, especially the final scene, like the build up to like Sienna, and I was just like, okay, she's getting pissed. Like things are gonna get cray, and it does. But overall, man, I just felt like this was a better paced film. It was a better directed film, and it was just overall, it's my favorite Terrifier film.
Awesome. Yeah, I'd agree. It's had a blast watching it. I'm a gorephile anyways. I like, I was looking at the fucking line of Saws that I could watch recently, as well too. They're not written by Shakespeare, but I like fucking sick shit like
gore
that.
porn, man. Tone's a gore porn.
It's bad.
Guy.
I can't help it. But yeah, I mean this doing what it does. Because even Terrifier 2, Terrifier 1, not so much compared to 2. I think. Wait, yeah. There might be one scene in 1 that really gets me, but like this one just goes full gusto on it, you know, and along with that, as they keep moving forward, they've tightened the writing. I love the dark comedy. You know, all of it just works and fits. And you know, if they're gonna do another one, I'll be there day one too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Now, Tone, the big question here, man, and I want to get the viewers' thoughts. Whether you're watching live right now on Twitch, I want you to pipe up, share your thoughts, or if you're watching on YouTube. Here's the question, Tone.
Yeah,
we're technically 4 Terrifier films in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Gore porn is meh. Give me a good old mind fuck, something that's going to lead me. Hey, man, I'm with you. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I love a good Hereditary or something along those lines. That's or even what's that?
Midsummer.
Mm-hmm. I'll take those all day. I love those. But I do like some good gore porn, especially when it's practical effects. I love to see what a creator is able to do with practical effects. But here's the question I pose to you, Tom.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen some iconic horror villains over the last 40, 50 years.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the greats. Does Art the Clown belong at the table with the likes of Freddy, Jason, Chucky, Michael Myers, Leatherface, Pinhead? I mean, shit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Does Art the Clown belong at that table?
I mean, my initial thought is that like he has taken the world kind of by storm, especially with Terrifier 3.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're looking at, you know, the money it's made on the last few weeks already.
Mm-hmm.
How much you're seeing him all over, how much people now understand and see him, recognize him. Like, man, I mean, had we had social media in the 80s, maybe we could have seen that explosion happen a little bit differently instead of just having to go after like 6-7 movies before people are saying, I mean, this is a whole thing, right?
Yeah.
You know, I think we're in a time where, fortunately, like after 3 or 4 of these, you know, people are starting to recognize as well too. But somehow, somewhere, and I think it's a lot of it is the dark humor and the character himself has captivated people.
Yeah.
And, you know, people are really into this whole thing, whether, you know, for the gore porn, whether for the comedy again, or even the two of them. So for me, I would say it definitely is probably a little bit of debate. I'm sure there's people that want to like really analyze that, but if he's not sitting at the table, he's carving the turkey or something and licking his fans going, I got strong hands. You know, so but yeah, I think it's a fair thing to say. I think that there's a good chance for me. I would say, yeah.
You know, I was thinking about this all day today, and you know, I was thinking about Art the Clown and his films compared to some of the other iconic films. Now, look, Freddy's been around since the first Nightmare on Elm Street, and it took him probably about 3 movies before first one, he benefited from the first one because that was just a smash fucking hit.
Yeah.
Like the first one was a huge hit. So I feel like he solidified himself day and date with the first one. Same with Leatherface. Like really kind of set the tone like I'm here to stay. I'm iconic. Jason, he didn't fucking show up to what, the third one? Or was it the second one? But I mean, he didn't become iconic until the third. Because I think the third one was
the third one is when he dons the mask.
He dons the mask,
and he goes full on.
So the third one, like it took him 3 movies to really solidify Jason. I mean, Friday the 13th was successful, and Friday the 13th Part 2 was successful. I think more so because of the name. But when he donned the mask, that's when like, okay, now you've established yourself.
Yeah.
Now you're the guy. Chucky, another one that day one he was there. Like, look, man, this is my I belong. Pennywise, I mean, iconic as fuck. But man, with Art the Clown, like Dungeon said, he's got that Freddy vibe going on. He is menacing. He will fuck you up, but he's got that fucking levity to him. He's got that, dare I say, charm. He's got some charm.
It is charm.
To him.
It is charm.
He's charming in a way.
Oh, we got something big out there. Okay. You want to read? I'm going to read.
I got Blanco. No, Art belongs at his own table. He's on a level we have not seen in years. Dude is a live-action Joker from the multiverse. I'd love to see David Howard Thornton bring his mannerisms to Joker. He just needs the right dialogue. Remember, Joker was a showman first and foremost.
That's a good point. And, he has said he would like to do Joker. He
did mention that.
He did say that. So Blanco took it a step farther and says he needs his own
table. He said he could branch out. He thinks art's like a stepping point.
Okay.
Like a jumping off point. Like you've let people know, you put people on notice, hey, I'm here. Mm-hmm. Now give me the character that I was truly destined to play. That's an interesting take. That's a really interesting take. Mm-hmm. Dungeon says Gore Terror Horror. I mean, dude, the Terrifier films have it all. Mm-hmm. And they've gotten better. I mean, if you look at the Friday the 13th films, you could argue that they didn't get better as they went along. Some of them kind of took a step back. Now look, Jason X is on a league of its own. That's somewhere else. Not going to shit on that.
Gets its own table.
And the same thing with Nightmare on Elm Street. I still think Wes Craven's New Nightmare might be the best Freddy movie.
I feel like a lot of people agree on that one.
Dude, that one was so fucking just I was just like, this is like one of the best horror films I've ever seen. Like, what a way to like make something fresh again. But like, dude, in my opinion, yes, I think art belongs at the table. Mm-hmm. Especially now that they've established this as a money-making franchise. Not only is it gory, not only is it funny, but it is profitable. This is like you said, a cultural phenomenon right now. Everywhere you look on social media, there's Art the Clown.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's basically got everything. He's profitable.
Right.
People love him, and his movies continue to get better.
Yeah.
I don't know how you can't seat him at the table with the other dogs.
And I'll watch a 7.5-minute video of him at GalaxyCon walking to his fucking signing booth, just interacting with people randomly.
Yeah.
Because it's entertaining.
Yeah.
Because he's entertaining. So. Yeah, I definitely think it's definitely fair to say that.
Dungeon says, but let's not forget Damien Leone, dude, is a king for practical effects. I like to see some of his other work. He's got another movie coming out soon as well. Oh, I mean, like, look, man, anytime a director is adamant.
You know what he's got tabled right now still, right?
What?
Something involving with Sam Raimi.
That's right.
He said it's still on the table, but COVID kind of fucked it up.
If Howard Thornton doesn't cosplay Joker soon, life is a lie.
Yeah, because he said he was art because he couldn't get to play Joker. Is that did he say that? That's new to me.
I don't know. The thing is, man, like I would love to see him as Joker, but I want Art to keep going.
Yeah, that's just it.
And the thing is, like, here's the other thing, man.
Oh, wow.
You can absolutely not replace David Howard Thornton with anybody else to play Art the Clown. I wouldn't trust it. Like it's kind of like how Kane Hodder was Jason for a long time, and then they had to go to somebody else because Kane Hodder got too old for it. You could just tell.
Yeah, the shoulders.
The shoulders were. I mean, it just something was off. Like I'm like, I know that's not Kane Hodder.
Yeah.
Or like when they used fucking and God bless him, he's a good actor. The guy that played Freddy.
Well, don't bring it up.
I mean, like that guy is a really good actor. Had no business playing fucking Freddy.
No. Jesus
so
Christ.
like if David Howard Thornton wants to branch out and try new horror stuff, I'm all for it. But he's the only art clown I want to see.
Well, if anything, what it can say is that give Damien $5 million and watch him just print money, apparently, because like Jesus Christ, like.
And that's the thing. Even if the budget goes up, he can't take the pressure from the studio. Going, you got to make it more accessible. We'll give you more money.
I don't feel like he's the kind that.
I don't think he does it. I think he does most of his stuff independently. Now that I think about it, because it's difficult for him to find people to publish the movie.
Yeah.
Because they do want that. They do want to be like, hey, look, we want it to be more accessible to make more money on it. And he's like, I'm not giving up my vision.
Yeah, no.
Fuck that noise.
Let Shudder handle it.
I think he's the Grinch in the Pooverse, isn't he? What? I didn't even know they were doing a Grinch. Is there a Grinch? Oh, there is a fucking Grinch. I forgot about that.
I still hadn't seen the Blood and Honey.
Yeah, I think you might be right, but I haven't invested any time in the Pooverse. I just kind of feel like I'm not going there.
Yeah,
I
want to at some point. I'm just not.
At some point, maybe
I really do.
We should make a weekend like when they're all out. Because Christ, isn't Bambi out soon? I think Bambi the fucking killing deer. Is he the Grinch?
Yeah, well, there you go.
Wow, it's called the mean. Yeah, the mean one. That's what it is. The mean one. I remember we did a trailer reaction for it. We were just like, okay,
yeah, whatever.
That's crazy. I didn't realize that was David Howard Thornton. Okay, well now I'm interested in the Grinch. Now I'm interested in the mean one because I want to see what David Howard Thornton can do as the Grinch. But let us know in the comments below what you thought of Terrifier 3 and whether or not you think Art the Clown belongs at the table with the big dogs. I think he absolutely does. The franchise is in the right direction. Oh, shit, he did do the Joker. What?
Was it animated?
Or did he cosplay? Are you talking about cosplay or an animated? Actually, I think he did do an animated version. He did some last Halloween monologue on his YouTube. Check that out. No, it was a TV thing. Oh, wait, wasn't he on Gotham? Was it? No, that was.
And it was a short. It was a short.
Short by some dude.
A fan made short. Now I got to kind of see because when you think Joker, you also like as a showman, yes, but you also think like, and you got guys like Mark Hamill that to me in my head, and that's the first voice I always think of, right? But
what about Jared Leto? You think about Jared Leto as Joker?
Not really, honestly.
Let us know in the comments below what you thought of Terrifier 3. We want to hear from you. I thought it was a fucking awesome film. I can't wait for it to drop on digital. Or if you got $159.99 around, you can buy the fucking collector's edition.
If that came with all 3 Terrifiers, I would probably consider it.
I actually forgot to grab the details of what's in it, but there is it looks like a steel book, an art book. There is a
an art book.
Yeah, there's an art book. I bet you it's highlighted like that in the book too. But there are several discs here. We've got an Art the Clown stuffy, which I almost wanted to buy just
There's
for that.
one disc there that shows it's actually him taking a shit, like in real life, like David taking a shit.
But yeah, so there's a steel book. Actually, now before you jump on that, there is a $49.99 version that's on sale right now at Amazon that you can get a steelbook version of the movie. I think it's due out in December, which I really hope means the digital version will be out sometime in November. Because I'm ready. Dude, imagine Thanksgiving rolls around and go, hey, guys, I got a Christmas movie we can watch.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Art the fucking Clown.
Maybe Thanksgiving even.
That would be, what did I say?
No, you should watch Thanksgiving.
Oh, I will. I am going to watch Thanksgiving on Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Yes, we have a steelbook. But yeah, there's a steelbook here. This steelbook actually looks fucking rad.
Just Terrifier 3, I want them all.
The one that I got is a black and white. This one is fucking popping, though. And he's got the Santa hat. That is really good. Is this Terrifier 2? This is Terrifier 2 right here. I know that cover is Terrifier 2.
It's got to be all 3 of them, right?
I'm looking it up now. Unless Drastin or somebody, can somebody look up the collector's edition? I'll look it up. I'm fucking. Now I have to know.
Now I have to know.
If they're all 3 in there, oh.
That means it's going to be tough.
Terrifier collector's $159.99. It includes.
Anybody buy the Spirit Halloween art? I want to get a horn.
You would.
I would. Horny all the time.
Jeez, doesn't really tell you shit about it.
Wow.
It really doesn't tell you in the description anywhere.
Show any discs?
It just shows her. Oh, it's all the pictures that. Oh, what's included? Okay. Terrifier 3's Collector Edition, Terrifier 3 Box of Snap, Terrifier 3 Art the Clown Selfies, Polaroid Replicas, Terrifier 3 Barf Bag, Art the Clown Mini Mask, Terrifier 3 Art the Clown Enamel Pin, and a Terrifier 3 Ornament.
And a VHS?
It does not sound like it comes with a VHS. What? The VHS at? I don't see a VHS on there.
Probably because they got a cease and desist.
Yeah, you can't play the Joker unless you talk to James Gunn. God damn it. Sons of bitches. All right, Tone.
Yeah.
We're going to move on. But let us know if you pick up this collector's edition. I did not because I bought a PS5 Pro, and I have to answer to the wife when that shows up.